I like in verse 3 where it says, "What if some were nullify? Will their unfaithfulness nullify God's faithfulness?" I think it's
Yeah,
encouraging that we can be, the worst sinner, but it's not going to nullify God's faithfulness towards us.
yeah. And I think, like, just to back peg on that point, I think that question answers a big question of like, does God's faithfulness or does his love for us change because we don't believe? And I think Paul is saying no. Just because I think this is like God made promises. Just because we are not keeping our end of the promise doesn't mean God is going to walk away and be like, well, I made you a promise and you're not keeping your side of the promise, then the promise is cancelled. You get nothing. God's just like, Paul is saying, yeah, people don't believe, doesn't mean God doesn't love them, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
we're not the standard
yeah,
to God being faithful to his own character. He is
yeah.
his own standard to that.
Yeah, and I was thinking, I'm like, well, like it says, like, for what if some did not believe? Will their unbelief make the faithfulness of God without effect? No, God's still faithful, and that's what Paul is saying. He's saying people weren't faithful. We still are unfaithful to this day. Doesn't mean God's not faithful. We've seen it in our own lives. Like, we know God's faithful even with the little things that he gives us. We know we cannot be trusted with things that God gives us, but doesn't mean God's not gonna carry it. Let's say it tells me to go somewhere and I don't go there. Doesn't mean that job's not gonna get accomplished. It's just my involvement in that is not there, but God's still gonna get involved and accomplish the goal. But I think to take it back to like verse 1 and 2, like when they ask, so what's the point of being Jewish? I think Paul is like,
What is the point? Tell us.
yeah, it's like, well, we're supposed to be the chosen one. So if you're saying everybody's guilt, like everybody's a sinner, then what's the point of me being the chosen one? And I like Matthew Henry, like the guy that wrote the commentary. He describes the Jewish people like the library, like the library of Christians, like Christians, like they were entrusted with God's word, and for us, for the lot of churches, but that didn't qualify them to salvation, right? So it's like they were given the message. Just because like they were given the word doesn't mean they lived by the word. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. And it's the same with us. Yeah, we're Christians. What's the point of being a Christian? Well, it's to know God. It's not to be like, well, I went to church this week. Oh, I did this. No, it's to know God and to follow God. And I think that's a bigger point, like, topic that we can also talk about. It's like people are always like, well, I went to church or I have a Bible. You talk to someone and like, do you ask someone, do you know God? They're like, yeah, I have a Bible. Like, yes, I didn't ask if you have a Bible. I asked, do you know God? Right?